Hello everyone, welcome to our today's presentation. We are Team 12. This is my partner Anna. I'm Siyu. We are going to present week 15 article and discussion learning in Alliance. Here is outline of today's presentation. We will introduce the central question, the target of the two articles, main definition, then we will discuss the perspective on inter-organizational learning in international strategic alliance. Finally, we have a short conclusion to answer our central question.
For this week, we will focus on the two articles. One is for Ingman, another one is for client. The central question is, what are the different perspectives on inter-organizational learning in international street alliance? Let's start the first article, Knowledge, Bargaining Power, and Instability of the International Joint Venture. The paper raises a question, why some international alliances are more stable than others? As many people say that, alliance is the right to learn, the partner that learns the faster dominates the relationship. When this is right, everything will happen during the game. In this paper, authors try to analyze the instability of the international joint venture based on two grounds, the bargaining power and the dependent perspective. Then we talk about the aim of the paper is equity-based international joint venture. Firstly, international joint venture can be explained that combine resources from more than one organization to create a new organizational entity. Secondly, international joint ventures are considered hierarchical because they share features with organizational hierarchies. The third one, international joint venture, also can be explained that it is a joint venture with two or more parents of the different nationalities. Next slide, there are 5 key definitions of article. I only can explain two concepts here. Firstly, joint venture instability is defined as a major change in relationship status that was unplanned and premature for the perspective of either one or both partners. Secondly, key resources can be a source of power to further controlling those resources. Let's talk about the framework of instability in international joint ventures. There are some factors that cause instability in international joint ventures. Firstly, shift in knowledge is a very important factor. There are two reasons. The first reason is that increase in local market knowledge by the foreign company leads to the Swiss in bargaining power. As a result, local partners might see joint venture as unnecessary. The second is knowledge acquisition by the local partner refers to situation where the local firm acquires the schemes of the foreign partner, therefore making the international joint venture redundant. Look at this picture. It will help us better understand this concept. Not only shift in knowledge is one of the factors that cause instability in international joint ventures, but also value of the local knowledge, resource contribution of the partner, because when an international joint venture is formed, the partner must allocate the responsibility for various decisions. This allocation of responsibility is based for determining the resources and capabilities committed by partner to international joint ventures. The next point is effectiveness in acquiring local knowledge, because the effectiveness has to do with ability of the manager to acquire and implement of a specific knowledge in the company. Therefore, this effectiveness play very important role as well. Next, attachment between the partner is also very important. It refers to the relation between partner, which is developed during earlier experience and through investment the partner making in investment over time. Look at the next slide. They are perspective of inter-organizational learning, and we can also see the different methods for local company to control instability. Firstly, the local firm can limit the amount of the manager, and then the foreign firm can have sent to the venture. Secondly, they can also continue to update their knowledge. In addition, they can check the track records of the potential partners.
I'm going to talk about the other perspective from Grant, in which the topic is how do alliances contribute to the efficiency in the application of knowledge. Its main focus in the knowledge-based view that has grown out of a resource-based theory. In here, Alliances are motivated by a desire of acquiring knowledge, and inter-firm alliances involve comparative relationship used as hybrid organizational forms between markets and hierarchies. They develop a knowledge accessing theory in which the primary advantage of alliances are accessing knowledge rather than acquiring knowledge. This is the primary motivation for knowledge-based alliances. I will start by explaining some concepts. Strategic alliances are defined as agreement characterized by commitment of two or more firms in order to reach a common goal by joining their resources and activities together. And efficiency of integration are the cost of combining multiple types of knowledge into goods and services. We should distinguish between knowledge generation and knowledge application. The first one, the exploration of knowledge, are activities that increase the stock and amount of knowledge. Alliances are seen as vehicles of learning to transfer this knowledge, and it requires specialization. While knowledge application or exploitation is the use of knowledge to create some value, where members access knowledge to exploit complementaries while maintaining specialized knowledge. It requires diversity of knowledge in order to use and exploit this knowledge to its full capacity. Another two concepts that we should learn are the two integration mechanisms that exist, which are direction and organizational routines. Directions are low-cost methods of communicating between specialists and a large number of people. They try to transform knowledge into rules and procedures, while organizational routines are complex patterns of coordination that permit specialists to integrate knowledge to produce goods and services. In the era of knowledge integration, markets are less stable than firms to support both direction or routine. Therefore, they are less effective for integration knowledge. Alliances are avoiding costs associated to transfer of knowledge, so they avoid opportunism. And firms are more effective than alliances due to its inability to integrate knowledge through higher order organizing principles. Therefore, we can deduce that inter-firms alliances are superior to market contracts and inferior to firms. In the era of the efficient utilization of knowledge, there's a problem that is fitting knowledge domain and product domain in order to utilize full capacity knowledge assets. In order to solve this problem, knowledge domain should match with the knowledge requirements of product domain, and therefore there won't be an underutilization of knowledge. Here, alliances offer efficiencies beyond internalization. These efficiencies are increased by the uncertainty and early mover advantages, which are two characteristics that gives more incentives to create inter-firms collaborations. Here we can see a table with the main differences of the approach and the accessing approach. The knowledge accessing approach allows us to maintain and increase the knowledge specification, while knowledge bases of firms remain differentiated. Regarding the longevity and stability of alliances, the accessing approach is characterized by long-term relationships and an increase of stability over time. The accessing theory also permits to engage in multiple alliances at the same time, while in acquisition this number is limited due to its limitation of absorptive capacity. When uncertainty accessing approach increase the value of the alliances, while in acquisition approach it will rather discourage investment in learning. As a conclusion, we have these two perspectives that we have explained, the equity-based joint venture perspective and the knowledge accessing theory perspective. The first one states that many firms enter joint ventures with the objective to gain explicit knowledge. The foreign partners mostly enter the joint venture for the acquisition of local knowledge, and when these foreign partners have acquired the knowledge that they wanted, the instability increased, and also the possibilities that this joint venture will be terminated. The knowledge accessing theory states that alliances are not always meant to pursue acquisition of knowledge, but rather than that, access knowledge. Alliances are improving efficiency in both fields, in the integration and utilization of knowledge. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any doubt, don't hesitate to ask in the tutorial next week.